You don't go to the movies, do you? I don't go out that much. Is there a reason why you're asking me this? You know, maybe you had a recommendation.
Anthony Clair, 3650 Rathburn Road.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Hey,
No, I'm calling to speak
where
to
are you calling from?
I'm sorry. I think there's been a
Who is
misunderstanding.
this?
Okay, I'll call back later.
Who was on the phone?
The same guy who called before, same guy.
Are you lying to me?
You are my only son. I am your only mother.
He looks exactly like you. What's happening?
I really don't know what you're talking about.
I think you know.
Why'd you come looking for me? I needed to know. I have some questions for you.
Who are you?
What's wrong? You're crazy.
I'm crazy!
I know this trailer has been out for a while, but I keep getting requests to review it. I felt that I kind of missed the boat on it, but since there's continued interest in hearing my thoughts on it, and I appreciate that people are thinking of me when they watch it, I wanted to get up this trailer review. It's coming out very soon on demand, which is unfortunate because I feel it's going to undercut this movie as a whole, that it's coming out on demand first before it gets a theatrical release. But I guess it's such a small movie, such a small budget. Jake Gyllenhaal, unfortunately, while he has his fans, isn't a real big box office draw. I can understand wanting to release it on demand and hopefully getting people to watch it that way, because they might at the end, even, I know you have the best of intentions, everyone out there, myself included, but sometimes it's just hard to get to the theater for a movie like this. So maybe they're hoping that on demand is the place to debut it. Because you look how well The Man of Tai Chi did for Keanu Reeves there. Did quite well on demand, far better than it did in theaters. But like many of you, in addition to having an interest in this film, my interest comes from the fact that it's the reteaming of Jake Gyllenhaal and his Prisoners director. I loved Prisoners. I thought it was a phenomenal film, just an excellent example of filmmaking that was just firing on all cylinders, really clever, restrained filmmaking as well, just a really well made piece of art. And I see similarities here as well. So I'm excited for them to reteam. So that alone enough is worth me checking out the film. And I've heard a lot of you say the same. Now the other thing that's going to hurt this film, I think, besides coming out on demand first, is also that you have the Jesse Eisenberg The Double, which has been touring the festival circuit and getting a lot of attention. I think that movie, by the way, just moved from a March, or I think it was, yeah, March release to a May release. And I think, now that I think about it, it's because of this film, because it's about two different guys who see doubles of themselves and have to reconcile that and explore that. And fascinatingly, the films are based not even on the same story. They're based on two different works of fiction. So I think that's very surprising. So I guess as Shakespeare said, there's nothing new under the sun. And that often is the case for Hollywood. They have these, the Mall Cop movies, the Ant movies, the Volcano movies, and now the I See Another Version of Myself movie, the Doppelganger movies. I think that's, you wouldn't expect to see that coincidence. But here it is. But as I said, you're not getting a lot from this. It does seem like more like a first film. It seems like a step back from the collaboration on Prisoners, which I felt was like the height of filmmaking. This very much seems like someone's first movie in indie film to try and get attention for both the actor and the director. But of course, that's not the case here. They both got a lot of attention for Prisoners, even though it didn't result in any major nominations at the Golden Globes, the SAGs, or the Oscars. Just pretty much ignored across the board, which is unfortunate. But it didn't. I don't think it campaigned very well, and it didn't have a good Oscar narrative. But maybe on the next film, and that I don't mean this one, the next big movie that perhaps they make together. But I'm excited for Jake Gyllenhaal. He really does do well with cult fans, of course, obviously with Donnie Darko, one of his biggest hits, which was a big on-demand home video cult release. So perhaps he'll enjoy the same success here. That's another reason to go on demand first. But as I said, my interest is piqued, but I'm disappointed a little bit that, you know, this is where they would go after Prisoners, because as I said again, it feels like a first step, not a second step. But I'm curious to how you guys feel about it. Do you think you'll see this on demand? Do you think you'll wait to go to support in theaters? And when you have this limbo of a movie coming out on demand, do you find that you actually watch it even though you have the best of intentions? I'm curious, because I wanted to watch A Fantastic Fear of Everything, and I just didn't get to it. You know, I think that it's hard. People lead busy lives, and Hollywood puts out so much product, you know, sometimes it just, you miss one. So I'm curious to how you guys feel. So that's my thoughts on this trailer. A little derivative, a little late to the game maybe, and a little too sidelined. But again, I'm really a big fan of the talent involved here, both in front of and behind the camera. So thank you again for asking for my review. I really appreciate it. And as I've said before, when people ask for a trailer review, I try to get to it. So thank you for your patience. And you can check out these other episodes right now.